It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Godzilla is in the air.
Why is it called Godzilla, by the way?
Because it's the biggest sandstorm in the history of mankind.
Wow.
And I went outside because we had a little mishap here, and I put some towels to dry out there.
And they're probably dry already?
They probably are. And I look at the blue sky is gray.
Is that a song?
Is it?
Like in my head, I feel there's a song coming, like an old school kind of song. Happy Thursday to you.
And happy Thursday to you too.
Happy Thursday. It's a busy day here at the Brooklyn Cafe, so give us a call, 888-994-4995. We had a great morning show, a great zoo crew, and then we rolled right into Slick Speaks and at Media Productions, and then we had a new show launched today, which was amazing, hosted by Natalia Levy, called The Business Kitchen. And it's not just about recipes in the kitchen, because she is an incredible chef and owns incredible restaurants over in Tampa, but an amazing entrepreneur. So it's the business side of recipes to grow your business and some cooking along the way.
So what was Natalia cooking today?
She was cooking up business recipes about really how to grow your business, ideas to pivot, which is like a word we've been using for 3 months, but to really grow, and no more of this fluff stuff, no pun intended, but we don't have time to be fluffy and kind of dance around these ideas. We have to grow businesses. We need to keep them going as much as we possibly can and share these ideas. And Natalia's got great ideas on podcasts, on videos, on websites, and so many great things, so many entrepreneurs that she has on the West Coast that she brought someone in from Sarasota, Tatiana Fernandez. She's from Miami, actually, and did a great job. And we can meld her into our Fuego Sister show as well.
Well, the interesting thing about what Lady Ann is doing is now it's even more necessary.
Yeah.
You're going to have to dig a little deeper and get a little smarter, because here we are with the second blow. I mean, even the radio stations now are mandating the mask and everything else. You got to have them. You got to put them on the air. So you're going to have to find different ways of resolving the situation, because if you don't, you're going to have some problems.
So we changed the setup so you can see our new backdrop is brought to you by Deborah Rader. She's another artist here in our theater. So this piece, there's a jockey on a horse, and we're going to do a spotlight on Deborah, which is incredible. She has a few pieces up here. They actually all happen to be horses.
Yeah, what is it with everybody in the horses?
I don't know. We should actually talk to them and chit-chat and find out.
Well, talk a little bit about this one.
You know, I haven't spoken to Deborah, but this
yellow.
piece is amazing. Everything you see on our set and around our theater is for sale. And Pray for Peace, that was created by Jay Harmon. We still have it. It is 32 by 40 if you are interested in that size. And he's discounted it now half price.
Half price.
Because it really deserves a home. And certainly in these times of protest and strength, it really deserves a nice home. So if we can help you out and get you in contact with Jay, it's Jay Harmon Art. You can follow him on Instagram, on Facebook, and let us know, and we will have him get back in touch with you. We have a special guest who I wish was here in studio, but we do not have any guests in studio right now today, and it's us and our crew. We've got Dr. J. So let's bring her over, and there she is.
She's
Hi,
in
guys.
the witness protection
How are you
program.
doing? I know, look, she's all in a whole doctor garb. How are you doing?
No, I am today. I'm doing well, thank you. Good to see you guys.
It's good to see you too, back in your office, out of your house.
I am. I'm here in my office about 2 or 3 days a week, and I'm still staying home about 2 days a week.
How's that going? What's happening with the office, with people, their anxiety?
Yeah, so it's definitely getting busy for me. Anxiety's higher, depression is higher, unfortunately. People feeling stress from all different areas, whether it's financial or whether it's family, whether it's marital, which makes sense because there's a lot more tension in the air, not just coronavirus, but because there's so much political tension. And I just say to everybody, it's normal that you're feeling this way because we're all absorbing it to some extent. But you have to make sure you're working on self-care. Otherwise, it's going to hit you badly. And you definitely don't want to be hit badly with all this.
How are people even dealing with? I know you
Wait
have
for
to be
fees so
so
we can hear
busy
it.
right now because every day it's just more and more negativity and more conflict.
Well, I'm definitely suggesting people either stop watching the news completely. If you need to find out something, just Google something specific if you want to know what's going on. But do not watch the news. The news is not, at this point, unfortunately, it's not bringing us things that we want to be informed more about because it's bringing so much tension and anxieties and depression. I mean, the world unfortunately is not in the best place right now, and especially in the States here, there's so much conflict. People need to focus on more positivity in their lives because it's so easy not to. They need to focus on their loved ones. They need to focus on giving. They need to focus on compassion. They need to focus on being considerate. They need to focus on self-care, like I said. And I think we get too distracted with the news and the pandemic and the policies and the politics. And people just honestly just want to jump out of their skin.
Yeah, because every which way you turn, it's something else. So right from COVID, when we talked so much, we had you joining us so much, and then we went into the politics of it, and we went into the protesting of it all, and now we're going back into the COVID part of it all. And now we're going into, all of the election, and it just keeps coming and coming. But we do blame the media a lot for it, but it's how are people reacting to it, and how do they deal with it? You turn off the news, and I guess that's the best way to do it.
Well, one of the things is turn off news or just watch it maybe for like 2 to 3 minutes because you can get all the same information in about 2 to 3 minutes. I really strongly suggesting people wake up, not put on the news, not go on their social media because that's also about politics and about more stuff about the pandemic.
true.
I suggest people wake up in the morning and Google, if you want to Google something, Google some good morning positive affirmations or inspirational sayings. Read them to yourself. Absorb that the first thing in the morning. Do a nice meditation in the morning. Do it on abundance. Do it on compassion. Do it on love. Start your day with that.
Start your day with something good. It's true. You go on social media, you think you're going to see something good, but nope. Now we're on demanding masks.
Well, the other side of midnight here is that if you stick on and watch the news all day long because it's entertaining, and then it goes from entertaining to informative, and then it goes from informative and becomes a way of life. And all of a sudden, people are quoting me the wrong information because that's all they know. Nobody's having conversations. Nobody's even taking the time out to say, listen, let's talk about that opinion. Maybe it's right, wrong, or indifferent. We talked about that this morning.
Yep.
That's so true. And people are not connecting and communicating the way we used to connect and communicate because the topics have changed. And the topics to be stating whatever's going on in politics, whatever party that you're on the side of, whatever you hear or believe about the pandemic, whether you believe it's a hoax and I've heard that, or you believe that it's going to kill you. I mean, there's extremes in all of that. It's not easy navigating through the world right now, but people need to get back to some just simple things. Talk about movies, talk about pictures that you like, talk about vacations that you've taken. I mean, we have to start incorporating that normal communication, normal conversations, not just filled with the pandemic or the politics.
Can people still have normal conversations without focusing on it? I went to see my parents yesterday, and it's kind of hard to have a conversation not about this, whether you're wearing a mask or a shield or how you're staying safe. So you try and come up with these things. So they have got ducks in their backyard, they've got birds flying in, they've got all kinds of wildlife. So you're trying to focus on these things, and then sure enough, my daughter gave them Disney Plus for Father's Day, so Chelsea downloaded Disney Plus for them. It made my dad smile. The first time I've seen him smile in a long time, watching Steamboat Willie, right? Old school. The things that you think are silly, but you know what? Maybe the silly is what we need.
Absolutely. The silly is what we need. And we are responsible for voluntarily bringing up topics that are not going to create stress and anxiety, because that's too easy now. We can bring up topics easily that create stress and anxiety and conflict. So we really have to think and be mindful. This is where mindfulness comes in. Be mindful if you're going to visit family or friends, if you're going to talk to someone on the phone or do a video chat, be mindful of what you want to talk about, because it's going to affect the way you feel.
It's being mindful of the time. And that's where I think we all get distracted. We all end up on our phones. We're all having a million conversations. We're all always doing business. At least I know you and I are always doing work. Here and there and every which other way, some way or another.
True that. You always, and it's funny because it's a balance, you know? Your kids are in the mix. You got business in the mix. You got outsiders in the mix. You got health in the mix. You know, the world right now, the way it sits, is different for your father's age than for my age, than for your age, than for the kid's age. Everything has a different definition of life. And sometimes I watch people in their 20s, like I saw that young lady in their 20s and she was talking about, I got sick. You know, I wish I could say it that way. I wish I could say, I got sick. I can't. In my world, is I got sick, am I going to live? In your father's world, think about it. I got sick, I think I'm going to die. I mean, it's a whole different...
But it's such a negative undertone to everything, Dr. J. Everywhere you turn, you can't seem to get away from it. So I feel like people are losing this valuable time of connection, focusing on whether they're taking a monument down or whether they're wearing a shield and a mask and new mandates. You lose any sense of... today actually is my parents' anniversary. I'm 53, so they're married 54 years. So happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. So I went over yesterday to celebrate their anniversary. They're not going out for dinner. My dad could barely find flowers to get her, so he went to all these different places, which he shouldn't be going to because of what's going on. So you try to bring some normalcy in, but yet there's this undertone. How do we get past that?
Again, I mean, what you have to do is voluntarily make it different. So it's like this. You said something before. It's people's reactions. It's so true. This is a long story. 10%, really just 10% is going to be life. It's going to be what happens. It's going to be good. It's going to be bad. It's going to be whatever. It's going to be pandemic. It's going to be politics. 90% weighs 90% of how we react towards it. So how we're going to react towards it is going to dictate how we live, how we think, how we feel. So you don't have to buy into somebody's negativity. You have to make it happen for yourself. And your reaction, you have to know that's 90%. 10%, that's all it is. It's just what's happening. 90% is how we're going to respond to it and how we're going to react to it.
That's true. The same situation, depending on how we each react to it, is totally different. So we need to change it.
Yeah, everybody's perception is a little bit different. But at the same time, you also have to be courteous and understand that how someone else is feeling. I mean, this is going around in every aspect of life, but how other people feel is important too. You know, and that goes for, you know, I did a segment last week. I was making fun of the fact that my kids won't let me wear Velcro sneakers. And I don't know why there's anything wrong with a Velcro
It goes
sneaker.
with the fanny pack is all I could say.
That's right.
But they won't let me wear Velcro sneakers because they say it makes me old. It doesn't make me old, it makes me wise. Because I ain't got to tie them up.
There you go.
And I wish we can still focus on things like Velcro sneakers and debating on stuff like that, right?
I wish it was simple like that, like in the old days when things were a whole lot simpler.
Well, I just want to also say, I wish people, if they can take one thing that I'm saying, I wish they would just be able to validate one another. You said something like about certain people and how we judge or look at other people, and that's another problem we're having. You don't have to feel the same way as someone else. You don't have to think the same way as someone else, but you definitely need to validate that person for their own experience. Instead, we fight. or we tell them not to feel that way or not to think that way, or you're wrong. And that's not what it is. We're all entitled to our own experience about things. I think if we find ourselves validating one another and saying, gee, I see you're angry about that, rather than saying, don't be angry about that.
Right.
Or, gee, that means a lot to you. I have a difference of opinion, but I can understand that means a lot to you. We just don't validate. We don't feel respected by one another. We have to be giving out respect and validation and love, and we should focus so strongly on that.
It's funny, Freddie, because I am so short and sweet when I deliver things. I'm kind of like a sledgehammer, right? I know, I'm not so gracious in what I say.
Now, did you hear what she just said? She's short and sweet,
Like a
and then she's
sledgehammer.
a sledgehammer.
It's like, boom. I said, I heard you. I appreciate you. Sometimes when I hear the same message over and over again, I'll say to them respectfully, I heard you the first time. I heard you for the past 6 months. I've heard you for the past 3 months. I really don't want to engage in this conversation anymore. But yet, I acknowledge their feelings, right? Everything you learned in kindergarten, I feel like my kids in elementary school, acknowledge their feelings, and then you move on. I acknowledge their feelings, but I don't really want to have this conversation anymore. How can I say this in a kinder way?
Well, I mean, you're doing pretty well with saying it that way. You can say, you know what, this is a conversation we've had before. This is information you've given before. I heard you and I understand. I see your point of view or your feelings or this about it. I'd like to move on to something else.
And that's kind of what I do.
Sometimes you also got to look at where the source is coming from. So if people are involved in hot zones and things of that nature, they're going to come at you with giving you words of advice, and they're going to seem heavy because they are surrounded by it every single day, and I get it. But sometimes it's out of your control what other people do.
But it can be everything. It can be even just those things in life that happen that don't have anything to do with anything else, but you're on such this fray that my patients aren't always so great right now. So if a little bit of something that I already know my reaction is going to be, and they know my reaction is going to be, I don't want to talk about it. You talk about things a whole lot more than I do. You share your feelings a whole lot more than I do. You
I
really
share
do. You're
my
a whole,
feelings.
like this whole big mush ball, as Ken calls you.
And again with the mush ball. Listen,
mush ball.
Yesterday we had a burnout on our computer. We had an upgrade and the computers were
been all
down
week.
for an hour. So what happened was we had a show schedule, and if people think that this is easy, they don't know this business. So obviously all of the shows, all of the guests, they piled on to one after the other because we wanted to keep and it happened to be a great show. We went to 3 o'clock as opposed to 2 o'clock because we started at 1. So obviously we were trying to keep people entertained in here, and we weren't as far apart as we normally should have been because obviously we couldn't put I don't know where to put people on, and maybe I could have put them on the
I
roof.
think we did a nice job. We had 4 sets going.
I
in
did,
here.
but then I was told, yes, there are too many people. No, I know that. The problem was we got locked in we didn't know when we were going to take off, and then we thought we did, and then we thought we did, and then we thought we did, and then we did. So sometimes people will tell me over and over again, I got people writing to me, I know, I hear you, I understand. They're married, they're taking pictures together in the theater, I get it. But they're married. If they're married, I can't tell people who are married to separate.
Right. Right. I think we're at a time where we're so confused in what to do and what not to do. Again, people don't know because of the pandemic if they should wear masks, shouldn't wear masks, when to wear masks, what kind of masks to wear, how close we should be together, how close we're not. We're all making mistakes. I mean, including myself. I find myself saying, "Ooh, did I go out too much? Did I expose myself too much?" It's very confusing. That's why the most important thing has to be self-care, mentally, emotionally, and physically. I mean, it needs to be everyone's practice to make sure each and every day you're taking self-care, and you have to understand what that means for yourself. We have an abundance of things on YouTube and online, from guided meditations to positive affirmations to the best healthy foods to eat. People need to take the time to do that, but it seems like they'd rather get enmeshed in it's so easy to get enmeshed in the negativity and the conflict. It's like an addiction.
I was thinking this morning when I was texting you, like, man, I miss going out with you. I miss sitting down and having a glass of wine and dinner with you. I miss seeing you in the studio. As great as this is, It's not the same, and I can understand, especially elderly that aren't getting out. You and I, we see people. There are people that don't, and if I'm missing seeing people, and we see people, it's got to be really, really difficult to feel so isolated, but yet you want to go out, but you shouldn't go out, and there's this whole push-pull emotionally on what to do.
We see
You got
people?
that? Do we see? We have our crew in here. We don't have any guests in here.
That's okay.
You don't see people?
I see people, but you know what? I guess maybe I've been doing this business.
Don't you miss
long
seeing Dr. J in person? I do.
I used to ask her. I never saw her when I could.
I miss seeing Dr. J. I miss having dinner with her. I miss seeing
Next
She's a
time I'm
busy
coming
lady.
Definitely the next time I'm going to come in there. I've had patients back to back. So I wanted to make sure that I could be here for the full time with you guys. But I wanted to add that, in my own practice now, I have 2 patients that tested positive for COVID.
Really?
And thankfully, for myself, is that they were 2 that I'm seeing through the video sessions versus in my patient. So I kind of even feel myself sometimes like, even though there is space between me and the patient, but again, I am meeting with some people. I keep questioning myself, am I doing the right thing by coming in? I'm probably, out of 20 therapists in this particular suite that we're in, it's pretty much myself, the psychiatrist, our office manager, and one other therapist is here. But there's probably about 18 of them not into work yet.
That's right.
So
You moved.
I moved. Yes, I'm now in more centrally located versus east or west. And I was so excited about getting into this place, and then the pandemic happened. I'm not even here a year yet. But again, even in my practice, people are wondering, do I come in and see patients? Do you wear a mask? Do you not wear a mask? Everyone's kind of questioning what to do and how to do it to be safe and to be respectful.
One of the things about what you do for a profession, especially in your field and what we do, that lack of human contact changes the game.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And the lack of what you do, like you have to have a virtual couch. Because
Can we put you on it?
Yes, I'm floating on it now.
She can't wait to do a whole regression with you. She can do it virtually.
We ain't regressing nothing. But she made me sing like a chicken and dance like a rabbit.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that there is a sense of trust that happens with somebody that you're going to talk to and expose your core and all that. And virtual for me, I don't feel comfortable with it. Like I don't call my doctor virtually. I said to my doc, over here, can you see me? And when you can, that's when I'll go. If you don't think it's safe to go now, then I won't go. There's something about talking to Doc here virtually for me, just for me, that I feel like I'm missing something.
I know.
It's that lack
You're
of,
missing her energy.
well, it's a lack of, sometimes you need to hear somebody's feel in order to feel more comfortable. And she always had that soothing voice. And we talked about this and doing shows and everything else and some of the people she represents and everything else. And there's a whole different world when she brings it. And I'm not talking about what you're seeing here now, ladies and gentlemen. This is her and her norm with her white jacket. But there's a time when she gets down and she's going to be the doctor in the house. And you ain't never experienced anything like that because I've seen it. I've talked to people who know her.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of homework on her.
Uh-huh.
And when you bring it, it's a whole different idea. It's not what you're seeing here. It's a whole lot more intense. It's a lot more right to the point, and you get to the core of things that you want to get off your chest and everything else.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like 3D. I mean, there's nothing like the in-person. And that's why I started coming back in, because I do have a lot of people that, even though I don't necessarily have to touch them, but they just want the presence, the energy that you feel when you're in person is definitely going to be different than the energy you feel doing the video stuff. It's huge. I know a bunch of lawyers that are doing their practice, and even I have an eye doctor that's doing his, I know as strange as that sounds, through the virtual, and some people are not even going to go back to their business in person. They're going to keep it virtually. So we are, as humans, we're missing something because we need that human contact. We really do. And I think that's the biggest struggle for everyone. That's why the anxiety and the depression is getting higher and higher, because we miss that and we want that. And my hope is that it's going to come back hopefully sooner than later, and we will have that again.
I'm laughing to myself because you're talking about human contact. So yes, we're all craving for human contact. Then we have so much human contact that we need alone time. Because you've had so much human contact and so much talking, you go, leave me alone, I need my own
But it's been
space.
5 months now.
But think about that, right? It's like you want it, but then you don't want it. I don't think we really know what we want.
We don't know what we want. That's why you have to come see Doc.
Right, because I want to see people, but then I go and I visit people, I go to see my parents, and I come home and I got to work out. So then I miss dinner. And you miss all of that, but because you need your own time. You need that alone time.
You're like in a whole different, I don't know, retrograde. Let me ask you, I have to ask you guys, Doc and you, do you actually know the definition of retrograde? Does anybody know? Slick, do you know the definition? What does it mean when we are in retrograde?
Yes, the planets are moving in reverse.
Now, how the hell does that happen?
Orbital
How does
spin.
a planet spin around? What is it, stop and turn around?
Orbital spin, it's in reverse, yeah.
Is that a serious thing?
Well, yeah, actually, and it affects our mood and it affects our behaviors when we're in retrograde as well. So if you feel a shift, if you didn't feel a shift about the pandemic, and if you don't feel a shift about the politics, you're going to feel a shift about the retrograde.
Really? So I got Godzilla, the Dust Storm. I
got
got
me.
retrograde. I got this one over here. But how the hell do planets
There's
spin
9 of
backwards?
them now in retrograde.
So you're telling me that they're going this way as opposed to going this way? Impossible. I'm sorry. Somebody fact that for me. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. What do you mean it's true? How can it be true?
You didn't believe it either?
Well, you went to the moon and you saw the planet go backwards?
He has no mic. Highly qualified
Astronauts told us
him.
that the planets go in the opposite direction. Doc, I need to make an appointment as soon as possible. I'm losing my mind. People around me are driving me crazy.
Well, Freddie, you need to just be more open. You need to be more open for these things. You have to be a little more flexible in what's going on. You know, the earth is not flat, right? And we are moving.
Yeah, but there are certain
Or you may
things.
debate that.
Yeah, but there are certain things in life. You know, water is wet, okay? You breathe without thinking, allegedly. And planets go spinning backwards. Sorry, that last one, I don't see that. This guy's telling me, yeah, you and me at commercial break, we're gonna look this thing up.
But it does. It's affecting everything's affecting people's mood.
Especially you.
I
think
know.
you have all 9, I think you've been on all 9 planets.
I think I have as well. See, I got to go see Dr. J.
Dr. J, you better put her in your broom closet and keep her there so you can open the door and say, Doc, I need
I
to
need
talk to
like
you.
a girls' night out or a girls' night in
You're
with
gonna
Dr.
need a
J.
week girls' night out. But do you feel a certain?
You have support groups, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Well, you mean like professional support groups and personal support groups? Me, myself, I have them.
No, I
And
mean you
there's-
have them for patients and people who need support.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll be your emotional support group. You and I can drink virtually over the phone, but I mean for people who really need your help.
I'm in. It comes with wine?
I'll send you a
No.
bottle of wine. We got a bottle right there.
It goes. Your support group goes with wine?
Well, not necessarily. Not we can make one with wine.
I want to do the wine support group because I gotta tell you, after everything I learned today, I'm losing my mind. Planet's going backwards. I mean, holy Godzilla.
You got to get you a mic.
Yeah, why don't you talking to a microphone,
Dr.
Mr.
J, what
Slick?
kind of support groups do you offer for people?
Okay, so I've been doing on Zoom, and if you look at my website, I will post things. They've been posting on Zoom. I'm doing some brief meditations, some guided imagery to reduce anxiety and stress. There's also a depression support group that I'm working with people, and they're doing it through Zoom. So all the support groups right now are going through Zoom. And you can just look on my website or email me, and I can give you the information on that. My
Now-
email is jlamaskey@gmail.com.
Now, do you hypnotize people?
I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I've always wanted to bring her in to talk about hypnosis. Because there's a lot of different things that go with this, with hypnosis. Not everybody is hypnosisable. Is that a word?
Not everyone can be hypnotized.
Yeah. Is that true or not?
Yeah, well, there are many people that say to me, I can't be hypnotized, or it's someone tried to do it and it doesn't work. But I have to tell you, interestingly enough, during this pandemic, people have been calling me for hypnosis in regards to eating food. They are eating too much and they want me to help them to kind of stop the eating so they can lose the weight or stop eating the bad things. So I've been doing that, and I've been doing it through Zoom for some people. And I do a really interesting script for food and eating. So I can definitely do that with you if you're interested. I can go through my script and I can do an induction and hypnotize you, Freddie, whatever you like.
Now, can you hypnotize someone so that if they are war related or whatever, they sleep at night?
Can I hypnotize someone to sleep at night?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I need to see you as soon as possible. Because this one over here, she no sleep at night. And we all suffer the wrath of dawn. I gotta tell you, I got 3 migraines. One here, one here,
Today was a
one back
special
here.
one because every 2 hours when I woke up, I had another thought. You should see the notes in my phone. I actually emailed some of the kids in the middle of the night, and I said, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Because I wake up, I think about something, I go back to sleep, I think about something else, and finally the clock says, it's all right, you can get up now. It's like 5:30, 3:40. So many things to do, but I can't bother them until we get here. Look at Slick. He's like, yeah, I know.
Now, Slick, you don't realize this, but Dawn starts to talk by 8:30. And there's a freaking 100,000
Oh, he knows. I
things
worked with him
coming
on a
out.
board. Did I sit with you today on a board?
That's
I never do
correct,
that,
yeah.
do I?
And
Yeah,
some of it interludes over the other, interacts with other stuff. So you're sort of looking at life like
But I
this.
can't be the only one. You have to have people that are having a hard time sleeping, Dr. J.
Oh, that's one of the top issues. It's sleeping, eating, and believe it or not, pain. Sleeping is definitely skyrocketed. It's one of the worst, and that's why we're doing meditations to help people sleep at night. There's also like a self meditation or self hypnosis that you can do that can help you drift off to sleep. There's a couple of different ones that affect your central nervous system, help you create what we say a parasympathetic response, which is a relaxation response. And it's all about what you tell yourself as you're trying to fall asleep.
I drift off okay. It's about 1:30, 3:20, 3:40, 2:50. I sleep, but I don't stay there.
That's
And
because your
they-
neurons
everybody warned me
are back.
this was going to happen at this age. Dr. J, you're not at my age yet, but everyone warned me at this
What are
age
you
it
talking
was going to
about? I
happen.
went past your age. I slept.
But you're a guy.
Oh, so it's a woman thing at your age.
So they say. The theys.
The days?
The theys.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. It's not healthy, and it's not only about
It's
sleeping.
not healthy for you, is
It's
it?
killing me, but your neurons are firing,
I know.
and you're shooting thoughts out. Like I could be in the middle of a conversation, she'll come over and she starts a conversation. Okay, I'll get to it. Or I could be having a conversation about something like this morning on the air, and she'll introduce a new conversation. I says, I'm sorry, was I boring you? I mean, this just goes on and on and on and on. So we gotta have to find a remedy. Maybe you have a pill you could give her, because I'm telling you, she is a pill.
Well, what do you do for sleep maintenance?
Who, me?
When you wake up at 1:30 or yeah, so what do you usually do? Because
Well, it depends. If there's a foot out of the blanket, do you roll over? Do you put a blanket on? Take the sheet off? It's one of those. I do take CBN now, which has been amazing from your CBD store. It's a CBN that helps me go to sleep. So that's been really great. But I think a lot of people just have things on their mind. And when you're in business, when you have that idea of the next thing and the next thing, it's the next thing.
There's nobody that has more business on the mind. But I say, okay, I'm going to sleep. That's it. Because I know that if I don't go to sleep, I's going to be a very angry bear in the morning.
Yeah,
And you've seen it a few times.
I have.
And I mean, because there are so many different moving parts going on at the same time.
But I think the support groups that you offer have to be tremendous. And it's on Zoom, so people get to interact with other people.
Absolutely. And I teach them, I provide them with tools of what they can do. We have little tricks of how you can get yourself back to sleep. I mean, one of the most simple ones, and it's been very effective, is keep a pad and pen right next to your nightstand. And whatever thoughts are keeping you up, whatever feelings, you write them down. And you write until you like have nothing else to say. You can rewrite it over and over and over. And usually people feel, okay, I've cleared my mind. I put all my feelings down. Now I can go to sleep.
That's a good idea. So my nightmare last night, I realized I woke up that I was at a concert and no one had a mask on. And I was next to people. So this is so crazy, right? I'm next to people and some people did and some people didn't. And then you start analyzing, was I near the people that had a mask or didn't? It was a dream. This wasn't real. I wasn't anywhere except it must have been in my thoughts that this is what's going on.
You see what I mean?
And that's so true. But I've had quite a bit of people, that's an anxiety dream. And this is the time to have those. I mean, that definitely makes sense. It's very common that people are telling me dreams about masks. So they went into the grocery store and there were people that, weren't wearing masks and they saw someone sneeze over a vegetable. I mean, I've heard these stories, so it's not uncommon, and it's anxiety dreams, sure.
Now, I wanted to consult with you because, I've come up with my own theory. Things mutate. And what's happened is that this whole thing is taking such a long road and is affecting people differently that everything has changed. Nightmares have become a byproduct of what we're going through.
Sure.
Everybody's been talking about it. The kind of nightmare now is changing. Where you're dreaming about masks.
But I'm going to dream about tonight with Godzilla wearing a mask. I'm going to blame you.
Yes,
I'm calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning.
He'll be shooting sand fire at you. But the whole thing has changed. But I have a belief that all of these changes are coming because we don't know what to expect tomorrow. The insecurity of who we are is creating all of these problems. So you sort of have to, you got to ease up. That's why I tell Slick, you got to ease up. Because the more you ease up, the more you can think. There's no such thing as being able to think your way out of a situation in panic. You just can't do it. So you got to ease up.
I think you got to contact Dr. J. How do people find you?
Well, they can give me a call anytime at 561-777-2021. My email is drjlomaski@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to speak with anyone and see how I can help you.
And I have to ask you on a personal note, how's your son doing?
Doing great. I tell him you've got a great mom. I make it interesting. I try to be creative every day.
It's funny, I had a dream with Dr. J. Remember the little Snoopy house?
Uh-huh. The doctor is in?
5 cents? I had a dream she was there. She was Snoopy.
She's Lucy.
No, she was Snoopy.
She was Snoopy?
Yeah, and she would say, take a pill. Get out of here.
How's your son doing? He's what, 12?
He's 12. He's doing really well. We didn't really have a plan for summer, so what they were offering from his school is some summer virtual reality type classes. So he is in a Zoom cooking class on Mondays and Wednesdays, and there's a bunch of other kids that he knows that's in it, and they're having a ball, and it makes such a difference. So something just simple like that twice a week, and it's really making his summer. He actually he just cooked fresh pita bread, and he made fresh hummus from scratch. It was amazing.
Sounds delicious.
I'm going to open up a summer camp.
I think we have Animator in charge of it.
I want to open up a summer camp.
Animator summer camp.
Well, I'm going to give you the ingredients necessary for my camp.
Okay.
You need the tub because that's the pool.
Okay.
You need the shower because that's the sprinklers for rain. You need a place to marshmallow. Let me ask you a question. What is s'mores? S'mores?
Ooh, that's good stuff.
What is that?
S'more.
S'mores?
S'mores. What did I say? S'mores?
S'mores?
Yeah,
S'mores.
s'mores. Yeah, what is that?
Marshmallow, graham cracker, and chocolate, and you melt it over a fire.
Or you make a sandwich or something?
Yeah.
Like that? I've never had it.
Really?
Oh,
Teddy, we got to make some s'mores.
I've never had it.
I want to come in doing the s'mores.
Well, come. How do you melt the
All right,
marshmallows?
I'm going to take care of that tomorrow.
You what?
Over a fire. I think
But they
tomorrow,
get brown, don't they?
That's the best part is when they get brown. When they're crunchy on the outside, you can like peel it apart. Oh my gosh, you've never had one?
No, because I don't like graham crackers.
How about marshmallows?
I like marshmallows. But they say the s'mores has graham cracker. You seen the commercial? So you put the 2 crackers in that and then it melts all together?
You know, sometimes you put it over the fire, not really in the fire, to like melt everything down.
No, you're supposed to
get a
melt the
soft chew.
marshmallow and put it on the chocolate.
Some
and then
people do
squish
it. Yeah, no, some people do it a hard chew, but you can put it over the fire
Really?
to like
Like a
get
cracker?
a soft chew.
Doc, you got to come in. We got to do the s'mores show.
I love it. And you know what's so great about what you and Don do is just talking about the s'mores for a minute even lifted me out of the situation going on in the world. So people need to do a little bit more of like focusing on like a topic like s'mores and helping Freddie understand what it is, and then we can actually eat it together.
I think tomorrow I'm gonna make s'mores here.
And listen, as a side note, I learned all
We
that.
have a
from-
fire extinguisher right there.
I learned that all from you when I met you. I think it was 2 years ago we met, year and a half ago. When I first met you, you told me one day we were at the gallery. You said to me on the side, if you're having a hard day, put your mind over here and take a breather, and everything will look a whole lot better. I'll never forget that conversation we had in the hallway. I bet you don't remember it, but I've lived
No,
by
I
that.
do. I do.
I lived by
Absolutely. I tell people all the time, get out of your head and get in your body.
That is
Hear
the
that.
tip of the day.
Get
Out
your
of
head.
your head. You know how many times I've used that line? Get out of your head.
Amen. Dr. J, we love you. Thank you so much.
I love it. Thank you for having me. Love you guys. Love
How do you,
watching
son?
you and listening to you.
Good stuff. Yeah, I never had
Hello,
s'mores.
ladies and gentlemen.
Right, and that's okay.
All right, let's go to commercial break since we already started. Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, and we'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Amy Minty combines the hilarity of For Better or Money, the eroticism of For Love or Sanity, the mystique of For Sink or Swim, and the suspense of For Sex or Revenge, making her 5th novel, For Strip or Gamble, her best to date. Get your copy at amyminty.com or amazon.com. Get yours now.
The benefits of CBD are well known, but not all CBD is equal. At your CBD store, our award-winning products are made from organic industrial hemp. Your CBD store products are third-party tested for purity, and we offer a wide variety of products to meet your needs and preferences. From water solubles, topical creams, and oil drops to pet products. Visit your CBD store and let our knowledgeable staff guide you. Your CBD store.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And there you have it. And, ladies and gentlemen, Steve, from the owner of Gubba Rum, which is so wicked smooth, writes in and says, no, they don't spin the other way. Come on, man. Physics, people, physics. You
It
see?
says the term retrograde comes from the Latin word retrogradus, which literally means backward step. And as the name suggests, retrograde is when a planet appears to go backward in its orbit as viewed from Earth.
Appears.
Astronomers refer to this as apparent retrograde motion because it is an optical illusion.
Optical illusion. So if you think that you're caught up in a planet going backwards, you know something? You're going backwards. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for defending me because I thought I was losing my mind.
So right now we're in Mercury retrograde
No, we're
until
not.
July
you know
12th.
what we are? You know what we are? We're in what is it?
Retrograde.
We are in make-believe land
We're in the optical illusion of.
planets going backwards. Are you kidding me? Listen, what happened to us Friday when the router busted? Lightning hit the building. Ain't no retrograde. It's lightning. You gotta turn on the other mics.
How much of a hassle that is to go talk to somebody.
Well, your
that
phone
you
went out.
My phone went out the first day of retrograde.
The
so
first
I
day.
believe
So all
it.
of a sudden, that common coincidence makes
It's
it
not,
retrograde.
I don't think it's coincidence. This is retrograde because it was
the
working
planet went
all
backwards
last.
and your phone went backwards.
It says, because of the Earth's daily rotation, the objects in the night sky appear to move from east to west through the night sky,
There
while
you
the
go.
location of the stars relative to the Earth is fixed. At least from our vantage point, the other planets in our solar system all orbit the sun at varying speeds. The outer planets, which are in retrograde now, by the way, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, all take longer to orbit the sun than the Earth because their orbits are larger. And because of this, the Earth often laps these planets in the journey around the sun. So when the Earth overtakes an outer planet, the planet appears to travel backward as compared to the stars for the time. And then they explain, here's the math. Remember if a train leaves the station and two cars leave, this is kind of this. If two cars leave the highway at the same direction in the different lanes, true, this is right here. You want to hear this?
I'm listening.
Picture two cars on the highway going in the same direction in different lanes. If one car is driving faster than the other, the slower car will appear to go backward from the perspective of the person in the faster car, even though the slower car is still going pretty fast in the same direction. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And I gotta tell you something. Stop giving fuel to things that make no sense. Planets don't go backwards.
They
Last
just
I
appear
looked,
to.
I see the moon coming over the ocean, over my pool. It's in the east until it goes high in the earth. Okay, and it moves towards the west. That happens every day. And I don't see nothing spinning. It don't spin this way, it don't spin that way. I see the same bowl of cheese I see every day. Maybe the moon isn't one of the planets.
I do not know.
But do you know when you start thinking that something is occurring, that's why everything goes backwards. You start believing in backwards. Your phone busted. You know something, champ?
It was
You needed a
retrograde.
new phone.
It was retrograde.
Retrograde.
It was retrograde. I'm standing by.
Steve,
it.
I think that if you drink enough Gubba, everything looks retrograde. No matter
Retrograde.
what day of the week. Pineapple and Gubba. It'll look retrograde.
They're
Keep drinking it.
Steve, I got to tell you, you didn't see the morning show, but my mom now has a second refrigerator in their house because they were afraid the first one was going a little funky. So the front refrigerator in the kitchen has all the necessities of food and all the things you need day to day. Her back refrigerator in the garage has all the necessities she needs after 5, including her Gubba Gold, which she loves. So she keeps it far away, so she actually has to get the exercise to walk from one end of the house to the other to get her Gubba Gold. She now is serving it to people when they come over for Mother's Day, Father's Day. She gives them a little bit. She tells them where they can get it in Fort Lauderdale. They seem to like it over ice, my sister-in-law does. And she says, wow, this is really smooth. Where'd you get this? And she says, oh, they're a sponsor of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You should go out and get your Gubba rum as well. So, Steve, my mother should be selling Gubba rum.
I was telling you when he first came in and I had it, I said, you could drink this on the rocks,
And my
remember?
mother
Gubba on the
does.
rocks. And your mom does. Every New Yorker.
She keeps it cold.
Yeah, put it in the freezer. if
She
you
said
want.
it doesn't really, she's tried that. She'd like to pour it on ice cream, she said, to see if it becomes kind of syrupy. She can't really do a shot of it, she said, because it's so thick. So she keeps it cold and she just enjoys it as like a liqueur, she says as well.
What you do is you put it in the freezer, Mom. Then you let it slush out into your cup and you put a little straw to it. And you call it a Slurpee.
Oh, like a Gubba rum slushie.
Yes. I do it
Brought
all
to
the,
you by
I
7-Eleven.
do it all the time.
Imagine doing that though.
Imagine I do it. I even make frozen ice cubes. You put a little water, you put the Gubba, you freeze it. Ooh, it's finger licking good.
Well, I was kind of hoping that End of the Ave has a liquor license, but they don't. They've got wine and beer. But tonight is their grand opening, End of the Ave. They were here the other day. Incredible quarter-pound hot dogs and tacos there at the
Fish
end
tacos.
of Atlantic Avenue in Delray Beach.
They got fish
the tagline
tacos.
is, if your toes hit the sand, you went too far. So check it out. Their grand opening is tonight from 5 until 7. Everything is 20% off. They've got hot dogs, tacos, snacks, nachos, all kinds of toppings. And Freddie, they said, They're looking at creating the red onions for you.
Did you ask your mother about that?
I did not. I should.
What is
though.
wrong with you?
I should.
And I gotta tell you, not all red onion dip is the same. There were some in New York that were great, some that were okay, a little more salt and pepper, but there's a sauce that goes with the onions.
So they are going to create that for you.
And I will be there every day.
And they have hot dogs and bikinis on the wall. So they
I
sent
saw
that
that.
also.
Did you see the hot dog and bikinis on the wall that they said?
What? He goes say what? A hot dog in a bikini.
Hot dog and
How do
bikini.
I didn't see that. No, I
You
gotta
didn't
keep
see it?
my eye out for it. No, I didn't see that.
They have a poster or something on the wall and it's painted. And they have a hot dog and they have a hot dog with bikini. So we're looking for somebody to dress up with a costume.
Hot dog
Hot dog
bikini.
with a bikini. It's about,
Vinny? Anybody?
he's about 6 foot tall with glasses. It would be kind of hilarious.
I think he could do it. Yeah, I think he could do it. Yeah. I think you could do it. You could do that.
Do you know that somebody told me you were an Oscar Mayer once? You were an Oscar Mayer. You know what an Oscar Mayer is?
Yeah, I do.
Somebody told me you used to do that. Is that true?
But no.
I didn't believe it either.
Who said that?
Somebody that I know, he says, oh yeah, he used to be the hot dog man. I said, what?
Oh, no.
You worked for the coffee house.
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Did you ever wear a hot dog
Suit?
Yes, I wore it at a coffee shop. That's what I did, yes.
So somebody saw that. Are you serious? Whoa, wait a minute. We
Full
gotta get to the bottom
circle.
of this. Somebody told me this. I thought they were kidding. Tell us, what'd you do?
I'm totally not being sarcastic at the moment. Buzz decided to wear a hot dog suit,
Yeah.
play around, just messing around. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They saw me wear Halloween. Wait a minute.
He's
I don't know.
hilarious,
I
Vinny.
didn't tell me. Was it a Halloween costume?
It was Halloween. I did not wear a hot dog costume. It was something else completely.
Well, tonight is on the Ave. It's their grand opening. Check them out. They are brand new to the Delray area. They've only been open a couple weeks, about a month, and their grand opening is tonight. You can find all their food choices at endoftheave.com, Atlantic Avenue, all the way to the beach, and they are on the north side of the street where the Opal is, and they are right next to Pizza Rustica. So you can have hot dogs, tacos, and check out the pizza place next door.
Now, did you hear the newest way of having like a hot dog with your mask? It's called the peel away. So inside the mask, you have a napkin. This is a true story. They put a napkin inside the mask. So when you peel it away and you put it back on, because you're gonna have juice on your face, it sort of goes into the napkin. You just take the.
I
napkin
gotta tell you, we laughed at you, Slick. I may owe him an apology right now. I cannot believe I'm actually
minute,
gonna
wait a
say
minute.
this. Honestly, we do have guests that are on the remix as well. We could actually take your Velcro, my friend, and have a mask without the middle. And then we could do the peel away.
You saw it?
No, it's in my head.
But yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you Velcro it and you bring it
Velcro.
over. Yeah. Not only that, you can put a filter on the other side of that you can change it daily because I gotta tell you something, wearing a mask today all day, I started fainting in the lobby.
Well, what if we actually created a cloth mask with, I hate to say it, Velcro, and the napkins, whatever is in the front, instead of always having to wash it, you replace them.
Correct.
They become biodegradable. You can put a paper towel, anything kind of just sticks, and then you throw it away, and then you put a new.
Did you know that one of our producers in here told me today, she said she went to school to design clothing and everything else.
She would, and she's going to hang some fabric. Wait, which one is that? We've had two
She's
choices.
gonna
I got
take-
a 50-50 shot on this one.
You know who it is. She's going to take, I wanted to cover the poles and stuff. She's going to cover the whole wall with material so that all the beautiful
Drapes?
memorabilia is going to have a backdrop of black material behind it. But I'm pretty sure she could come up with that kind of mask.
I think we'll have to talk about it. That is lovely. And while we're talking about what's on our walls, we're going to give you a sneak peek glimpse of our gallery. They're working on that video as well. This piece behind us, we did change the setup. That is brought to you by Deborah Radar. It is a beautiful picture of a horse with a jockey, number
This is
11.
the winner of the Belmont Stakes, by the way.
So that is beautiful, and we can get you all the information for Deborah Radar
Did you
as
know
well.
that? You
No,
know who won
not
the
at all.
Belmont Stakes?
I don't. I preferably don't watch horse races. To be honest with you, I see the highlights, but
Do you know who won?
no, I don't.
Look it up on your Google. You know who won?
What happened?
How
Bel-
Louis said.
What?
Well, he's looking up that we have some guests that are joining us, and we're going to be doing a live screen share, for lack of a better term, on how to collect unemployment. And these two gentlemen, they are DJs, SoFlo DJs, and they have helped so many people. They do not charge. They are just here to help you file your unemployment. They make no guarantees, but they sort of have a way of working around different systems to help. And they have helped quite a few people here in our theater, actually.
They have. So get your pen and paper ready. We'll give out their name if you want to contact them. I don't know how the unemployment
That looks
scene-
beautiful, by the way.
What?
The horse behind us.
Did you talk about that?
Not yet.
You want to talk about that before we go to the guys?
No, let's talk to the guys, and we'll talk about this lovely basket in front of us also.
Check
Let's
this
tease
out.
it out.
We got to talk about this.
And there they are. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey guys, doing good.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Now hold on, I'm intrigued here. This is a split screen.
Yes. Well, they're in two different locations.
Right, but are these two VMix
Yeah.
codes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else.
Yes, they're two separate vMix codes, but they have figured out a way to really help people get their unemployment applications in. I don't know as far as monies, but how to do this. And you guys are going to talk about what? Maybe doing a screen share here today?
Yeah, so pretty much we're gonna, we have someone on the phone that we're going to be talking to and doing the application live. So we're from two different locations right now just to stay safe with everything going on.
How are you guys feeling? Good?
We're feeling fine.
Yeah.
We're good.
Feeling real good. I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And they're in
Just
undisclosed
being
locations in
safe
South
for
Florida.
precautions.
Just staying safe. All right, so what
I'm
are we going to share?
All right. So,
All right, Mick, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me? You guys, I don't know if you guys can hear me.
I don't
hear
hear
you.
you
I
as
don't
well.
hear you guys. I don't hear you guys on my end. Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay. So here he is. I have somebody that so basically their application was denied, and it has to be reset and redone. And that means we have to do their application basically from a new application when you log into the Connect site into a PUA, which was what will get you eligibility. So we should be able to do it really fast. I just had to give her a quick call. I already explained to her. I have her permission to use the application in the show. What I'm going to do is whenever I go into personal information with her or showing any personal information, I'll just block it out on the screen, and I'll block out the audio when I have to ask her any personal things that I need to fill out the application with. So
And
that's
what is the
basically how we're
site that
gonna do
people
it,
need
keep
to go
everything
to?
safe and clean. Okay, so it is connect.myflorida.com. So this is the site where you'll be logging in and claiming on your weeks and doing everything else. Another thing with this site is there's a link, like when you log in, if you're first applying to the unemployment, you would go to connect.myflorida.com, and some people get hit with this waiting room. Like I can show you like what I'm talking about right here. So you can see the screen now. And this is the Connect site. This is the site that has been getting everybody trouble all through Florida and giving us all headaches. And basically how you log into this site is, you would put your social and claim an ID in and or PIN. So if you wanted to file a new claim, you'll come over here. If you go to Connect site, connect.myflorida.com, and you hit file a new claim, and you'd register with the new system that they have. I'll go ahead and show you probably. Let's take a look. Here it is. So yeah, so this is the new system, and you'll go new applicants, click here. You'll sign up for your email and password, and then you'll go ahead and input your email and password and go ahead and apply for the unemployment. Let me go ahead and hit back. Let's see if it hit back if I hit a waiting room. So see, so now sometimes you get this error with this this website too. This is some of the crashes everybody's been talking about. So it will now bring you to this JavaScript waiting room thing. They are kind of the way to log in. You used to be able to take the JavaScript off and go around it, but now it seems that you're able to use the website efficiently and not actually have to wait that long for the waiting room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I will call this lady and we'll go ahead and get started with the application. Let me go ahead and give her a call now. Actually, I'll call Brandon in.
So you're calling this lady, and she's going to help walk this through. Are people,
Yeah,
you had
so we're
told
gonna
us
use her
before that
application.
one way to get out of these waiting rooms is to, what, disable your Flash player?
Yeah, but the last time we were on the show, that same day, they got rid of that. disabling your JavaScript and being able to go to the site. But now it seems it's working a lot more efficiently anyway. So
That's
you know,
what
it's
I've
not
been
much of a
hearing.
wait. I'll say like 5 minutes at most. I've been waiting. So let me go ahead and get this lady on the phone, and get it navigated.
And you guys are called the what? The SoFlo DJs?
Yeah. Yeah, that's we're actually making a nonprofit organization. Oh, can you guys still hear me or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're making a nonprofit organization called SoFlo DJs. Pretty much, you know, we know a lot of DJs, and we're looking to actually do more outside of unemployment. We recently did a self-defense class before all the COVID cases start ramping up again. And we're looking to help people that know skills right now and make online classes to teach other people their skill for the time being.
And who's
So,
going to help people that are not able to get funds, right? This foundation?
Oh yeah, of course. We're gonna continue doing unemployment and stuff, but in the meantime, we're also gonna be like teaching, like, for example, if we know someone that's really good at stocks, if they could do like a little class on like what they've done and how they decided to pick their things, and you know, stuff like that. That will help people out in the meantime until we're actually able to do events and whatnot together again.
Any word on when that's happening? I guess things are not moving as quickly as we had all hoped.
No, I mean, from what it seems like, it looks like we're gonna go into another lockdown completely, and
Oh, you
but
got Freddie to look
you know,
up?
it's probably for the better.
It's just
Just to
crazy
be
what's
safe.
happening. So right now, more than ever,
Yeah.
and let me ask you while he's getting this lady on the phone, to apply for unemployment, there's two types. There's one that, one state and one federal. Is that the difference? Different amounts?
Yeah, so each each state pays out a different amount. Some states pay out more than others. Florida, from what I understand, is on the lower end, and the federal pays the same amount no matter what state you're in. The
So the
600.
federal is the 600 a week?
Yeah.
So
And-
people could potentially be making more money than they were when they were working.
Yes. And they extended that till December, from what I understand.
Yep. Yeah, they recently extended that out to December. Originally, though, I believe it was a whole year from when you originally got unemployment.
And if you apply for it now, for example, and the money starts coming in, but you lost your job in March, is that a separate application you fill out for the back pay?
It's a separate application for the back pay regardless, and I'm actually going to be showing that later on through the application. You have to go to a different website called myfloridajobs.org to fill out your back pay.
All right. Whenever you're ready,
So
we can
we'll
go
be
through
able to go over that at the end of the application process, because you have to fill out the one Amit's going to show us first.
All right.
Now,
Amit,
I also got news real quick about, they're talking about giving monies a whole different, you know, the $1,200 stimulus piece. They're thinking about doing a $2,000 a month for 8 months and up to $4,000 per family, depending on the kids and what have you, for the next 8 months. They're thinking about doing that monthly. Have you heard anything about that?
I actually no, we haven't heard anything about that yet. Amit, have you heard about that? Amit. Oh, he must be on the phone
He's
call
on the
right now.
phone.
Hold on.
But I'm going to keep
Sorry.
an eye
Yeah,
on
I
that.
got her on
because
the
I was-
phone, so we'll get going in a minute. So can you explain that to me real quick, because you caught my attention on it, but I kind of dozed off in a second. What was
I
that?
heard that they want to come out with another stimulus package of $2,000 a person, up to $4,000 a month per family, depending on the kids and all that, for 8 months, and they want to do it monthly, not a one-time deal. I don't know where all this money is coming from, but
So
this is Celine.
I didn't hear that part. What I heard was that they're going to do one stimulus package again. And on the stimulus package, what it's going to be is they're going to give everybody, instead, you know, like for instance, let's say Brandon has a family of 3. It's him, and he has 2 kids. Let's say he has 2 kids, and we'll go with that. So Brandon will get $1,200 for himself, but he'll also get $1,200 for each other child he has behind him, up to $6,000 worth of of stimulus. So basically, Brandon will get $1,200, and then one child get 1,200, so it'll be 24, and then up to 36, so you'll get $3,600. So I know that's what they're coming up with. I think in the next month or so. So basically, up to $6,000 for that one family during that time. So I didn't hear anything about going on forward. The only thing I heard going on forward is they're pushing unemployment back. They're extending the unemployment. So that was it.
I guess it's a good
So
time
it's
for me to be a
supposed to
single
be
dad.
Well, the
If you were.
interesting thing that's going on right now is the politics, and the man in the White House, he's losing, and when you lose, you all of a sudden agree to any package that's going to make you more favorable in the eyes of. So, if anything is going to happen whether it's 2,000 or 6,000 or 12,000, you're going to get a favorable vote on the guy because he's trying to play catch up and get more votes in. Same thing with the congressmen and the senators. I mean, they're fighting the same dollar on different sides. And November's coming, ladies and gentlemen, and you got to vote. And if you want to change, there it is. That's how you change things. So I'm hearing that it's being more receptive as opposed to before because it's a political game going on.
That's interesting. So, I mean, you have someone on the phone. We're going to go through their application.
So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have someone on the phone here, so I'm gonna keep their phone down low. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and log into the application, and I'm gonna show you guys how. So let's go ahead and screen share and put the screen back on.
Application also?
Yeah, no, you don't have to follow along. I'll recap with you after. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill it out for you while you're here. All right, so let's go ahead. So you have to scroll down. And it's going to ask you for either the social security number, claimant ID, or PIN. So I have your husband's claimant ID and PIN here. I'm going to go ahead and input that. Let me go ahead and block the screen back real quick. So I'm going to put it in for her. Okay. So I'm going to put this PIN. So I'm putting the PIN in now. And the claimant ID that I'm using. So I'm going to show you what it's like. Let me go ahead and come this way. Alright, so once I hit login, I'll be coming up to a page like this.
Okay, but I don't see you on live.
Oh, it's on my Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. One sec. Okay, so I got her application pulled up here. So here it is. This is what it looks like. You guys see that? So basically this application this is a brand new application that we're filing right now. So you see, where the black screen block is, that's where the personal information is that I'm going to show. So what I'm going to do now is, you see where it says right here, apply for real assistance employment benefits? It's on. I'll send you a link on my Facebook. Right now. It's on my personal Facebook. Sorry, guys.
Let me ask you, how long does it typically take to fill out one of these applications?
For me, it's really fast. Because I got it could take me like 20 minutes. This is actually for this kind of application. Because this is a brand new application from the beginning that we're doing. So we're gonna go ahead and start the application. Go ahead and block back.
It's about 20 minutes
Okay,
because
I'm
I
blocking out the
don't know.
screen.
Any of you guys applied for unemployment? Slip. Well, you've been working. Vinny, does your employment change? Did it change because of this?
I'm not sure. Whether or not we get paid.
So it gives you first the mission statement, which is about committing fraud and stuff. I always tell everybody, answer the application truthfully. Put all your information in. Nothing's gonna change. So you go ahead, you read through the statement, and you accept, acknowledge. And let me go ahead and black that screen out again, so I can hit next. I hit next. Okay, and then we come up to another page where over here it's asking for your initial check. These are the things you're gonna need to apply. Right here. Social security number, identifications, this is normal stuff, everyday stuff that we have here. So, went through that. Let me go real quick, hit next.
And
And
as
it's
you're
gonna
going
ask you
through
to
this,
comply.
people have to put where they were working, where they are no longer employed.